and this Sacred Fire is going to be more than enough to send this Electivire into the burning pits of hell. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Hector B, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are shoutcasting some battles submitted to the channel by RoarOfDracoZ, and they are featuring a very spicy triple shadow team with Magnezone, Apex, Ho-Oh, and Salamence. Taking a look at the ratings on PvPoke, you could see this is clearly a team that you should not run. We do have the double F rating, which is the standard for the Season 11 Spice Zone. It is going to be quite difficult to run, but we're going to see if this trainer could pull out some big wins running the Spice. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so jumping into these battles right here, you can see this team has a lot of weaknesses. Not a big surprise when you're running a team this spicy, especially with triple shadows, but let's just hope we could avoid Swamperts in the lead. Magnezone into a Sylveon. This is a great lead to see because both Magnezone and Ho-Oh are going to have a very good matchup right here. The opponent swaps out into a Scizor, and we're about to get our first taste of this Incinerate damage from the Apex Shadow Ho-Oh. No shielding the Night Slash here, able to farm down Scizor in only 3 Incinerates, I believe, so that was absolutely insane. And it's a double charm team, so Shadow Ho-Oh is going to go absolutely nuts right here, able to reach another Sacred Fire, and this poor opponent is about to get obliterated. Double charm getting destroyed in match number 1. Salamence isn't even going to make an appearance right here unless this trainer has some BM in mind, and that is never out of the question here in the Go Battle League. Going for the undercharge on the mirror shot, and the opponent going to reach a move right here. Magnezone is going to shield that up and look to finish this game off with another mirror shot. But actually going for the undercharge right here, swapping out into the Salamence, we are going to see the BM here in battle number 1. Salamence, a fairy type counter, confirmed Dragon Tail for the win against the Sylveon. Off to a 1-0 start. Let's hop into battle number 2. Magnezone into Walrein. Again, this is a pretty nice lead for Magnezone right here. Does have to be a little bit afraid of the Earthquake, however. So going to let the opponent throw first. Is going to shield up right here and is the Icicle Spear bait. Going for their own bait now with the mirror shot. This will do no damage if they decide to no shield, but thankfully they do shield and they get the attack drop as well. Going for another mirror shot here. See if the opponent shields it again. They do double shields, okay. So I guess at this point you shield the Earthquake, land the Wild Charge, and just take switch advantage from this point. They actually let the opponent throw first. This should only be another Icicle Spear, so that's fine. Opponent swaps out into a Venusaur, and here comes the Salamence. This is a very dominant match, but I think this is actually a Razor Leaf Venusaur as well. So Sludge Bomb might KO from this range, Frenzy Plant will not, and is going to be able to farm down completely. And we're about to see an Outrage coming from the Shadow Salamence, and that is an outrageous amount of damage. Not able to farm down, but comes back in with the Magnezone, going to tank this move right here, farm down the Excadrill with the Ho-Oh, and then finish off this game with a Sacred Fire. We are setting this one up perfectly for the magical Apex Shadow Ho-Oh Sacred. Bang! There it is, Walrein getting taken out. Another big win right there for the triple shadow team. Let's hop into battle number 3. And by this point, you may have noticed that 2 of these Pokemon are single moved, the Ho-Oh and the Salamence. Both are legacy moves, of course. And the opponent right here is going to back out as soon as they see the Shadow Magnezone, so they don't want the smoke. Gonna hop into battle number 4 right here. Hopefully the opponent stays in this time. It is a Roserade, so those Weather Balls are going to hurt. The Magnezone swaps out into the Salamence. Not the greatest safe switch option, and met by a very hard counter in the Alolan Golem, going to come in with the Magnezone. Could potentially be a wall charge right here, so is going to shield this up. Is baited with the Rock Blast. Going to reach a mirror shot right here. Let's see if the opponent wants to shield this up. They do, so there is a chance of another wild charge coming through here. Not sure if it would knock out the Magnezone, but it is a Shadow. Baited again though with the Rock Blast, not ideal. Is going to build up to 2 mirror shots right here. Not expecting the opponent to shield this time, they do let it go down. Roserade comes back in, going to throw the Wild Charge, which although resisted is still going to deal a big amount of damage, as you could see. Ho-Oh comes in, is going to have to eat a move right here. It's only a Weather Ball though, so is able to farm down. Charizard in the back. Unfortunately, because we are single moved, this game is over. Definitely a situation where having that second move unlocked would be of benefit to us, because Brave Bird should do enough damage to make this game manageable, either knocking out the Charizard in one shot or leaving it in farm down range for the Magnezone. Either way, does end up losing that game. Let's hop into the next battle. So this time we are leading Magnezone into a Machamp, definitely one of the more difficult leads to see with this team. Going to swap out into the Apex Shadow Ho-Oh, and the opponent is choosing to stay in here, so could very well be a Rock Slide. Ho-Oh is going to respect that and shield up, and does correctly call the Rock Slide. Going for the Sacred Fire right here, which will likely get a shield in return from the Machamp, at which point they should reach another Rock Slide right here. Machamp could definitely win this in the 2 shields if they want to stay in this matchup. So Ho-Oh is going to double shield and go for another Sacred Fire right here. This may be a CMP tie. No, it's not, but the Machamp does reach the move before that Incinerate registers, which means that the Ho-Oh is going to be taken out. Magnezone will come back in and actually farm down before the Machamp can reach a Cross Chop, and now has a bit of an energy lead. And the opponent comes in with a Poliwrath. Oh my goodness, they are not going to appreciate this Wild Charge. Bang! There it is, 1-hit KO. And the final Pokemon is a Waterfall Gyarados. Oh my goodness, why did they not bring this into the Ho-Oh? Either way, back to back. Bang! There it is. Wow, the opponent definitely misplayed that battle, but we take those. Alright, so despite some of the early success you are seeing with this team thus far, once again I want to state you do not want to try this team. Definitely spice, small sample size, you are going to lose a lot more than you win when running a team like this. Keep that in mind. So leading Magnezone into Venusaur actually swaps out into the Salamence, and met by one of the more difficult counters you could see in Articuno. Magnezone comes back in. Do not need to shield anything here from the Articuno, but is actually going to shield up right there. Definitely not necessary against Articuno. You do resist all of the moves. And again, another Icy Wind coming through. I mean, those Icy Winds do still chunk away, but Magnezone wins this quite comfortably. Going for the Mirror Shot right here and able to farm down before the next Icy Wind comes through. Loaded on energy. Going to swap out into the Ho-Oh, and it's a Sylveon in the back. This is an incredible spot to be in because, of course, Ho-Oh is going to absolutely run over both Sylveon and the Venusaur. Unfortunately, it is glassy, so it's likely not going to be able to get to the Venusaur, but should be able to force the second shield here from the Sylveon or take it out. I mean, the opponent's in a pretty tough spot right here because Magnezone also has a pretty decent matchup against both these Pokemon, and it has a lot of energy stored. Looks like they were trying to bank this Sacred Fire, but was not able to swap out into the Magnezone, so just taking out the Sylveon right there. Has 2 Wild Chargers ready to go against the Venusaur, and this will be enough to take it out and win this game. So a very nice win right there. The opponent did end up being ABA weak to technically both Magnezone and Ho-Oh. Made that matchup a little bit easy despite being very hard countered in the secondary matchup with Salamence into Articuno. Next battle, we have Magnezone once again into the Walrein. Opponent swaps out into an Arcanine, and here comes the Salamence. This Arcanine is running Fire Fang, so this is a very dominant matchup right here. Is going to shield up this move and likely commit to the farm down with Dragon Tail, at which point they are going to have an Outrage ready to go. And as we've seen, Outrage hits just about every single Pokemon very hard, so the opponent is going to shield up there, commit to the farm down, and come back in with the Magnezone right here. As far as I'm aware, I don't think they actually built to an Earthquake here, but is going to shield up anyways. It's only an Icicle Spear, and going for the Mirror Shot right here. Let's see if the opponent decides to shield this up. They do. Can the Magnezone reach the Wild Charge? Yes, they can. So this should be enough to take out the Walrein. And now they come in with a Venusaur. Shadow Ho-Oh in the back. The opponent doesn't want the smoke. gonna back out of that matchup, able to take that game. Let's hop into the next battle. So we are leading Magnezone into a Swampert. This is one of the worst leads you could see with this team, because obviously Swampert is going to destroy both the Magnezone and the Shadow Ho-Oh, especially without Brave Bird. This is a very tough spot. Is going to shield up the move. No, going to let it go through. It's actually a Muddy Water. Holy smokes, they actually survived that. Swap out into the Salamence. And I guess technically you don't really need to shield anything here, but it is going to shield up the move. It's an Earthquake. And once again, Salamence is met by another very hard ice type counter. So going for the Outrage right here, the opponent is going to shield it up, likely commit to the complete farm down, and now Magnezone will come back in, going to no shield, saving that shield for the Shadow Ho-Oh, which will likely look to farm down completely here and see if it can close out this game. Going to take this move is a Night Slash, takes that quite well even as a Shadow, able to completely farm down. Let's see what the opponent is going to. They bring in the Swampert, able to get some more farm right there, and it's an Electivire in the back. This is going to command the final shield from the opponent and should be able to reach one more Sacred Fire. Opponent outpaces, still has that shield saved, going to shield up the Thunder Punch, and this Sacred Fire is going to be more than enough to send this Electivire into the burning pits of hell. Bang! There it is, Electivire taken out. Shadow Ho-Oh closing out the game in style. Let's hop into the next battle. So this time we are leading Magnezone into another Swampert. Okay, so last time we saw Muddy Water, definitely an uncommon moveset. And with Hydro Cannon, this is a horrible matchup. Last time we saw them no shield. This time they are going to shield up and get to this Wild Charge right here. Swampert could technically no shield this, but the opponent is going to shield up. They now swap out into the Salamence. And again, another ice type. Salamence is a very risky pick in this meta. There are a lot of hard counters to it, and in general it's just a very weak option. Is going to get farmed down completely. Magnezone comes back in, could be an Earthquake right here. Magnezone is going to no shield and calls the Icicle Spear bait. Unfortunately, this second one might be enough to KO, so they are going to shield once again, and now they have 0 shields left, and they allow the Walrein to outpace to the move. This game is officially over. Ho-Oh is not going to be able to do anything right here because that Swampert will be able to take it out with a Hydro Cannon. They can use their next Pokemon basically as a sponge to absorb this Sacred Fire damage. It is a Talonflame. Sacred Fire going to come through. This is not going to be enough to take out the Talonflame. At which point Swampert comes in here, has the Hydro Cannon ready to go, and this is going to be overkill on the Shadow Ho-Oh. Ends up losing that game. When you see a Swampert on the opponent's side in the lead, you're pretty much always going to lose that matchup because both Magnezone and Ho-Oh lose quite hard against Swampert. So not much you can really do in those matchups. You should expect to lose them. And right here we have an Alolan Muck into our Shadow Magnezone, building up to the Wild Charge and going for the Mirror Shot right here, looking to lower attack and possibly pick up a shield, which we are able to successfully do. Going to let this Dark Pulse go through. That deals a lot of damage, and it's a Giratina altered. Salamence comes in here, but this is a pretty tricky spot because Giratina will outpace to these Dragon Claws, and because Salamence is so glassy, those Dragon Claws are pretty much going to one-shot more or less. So the only way to win this is basically using both shields and committing to the complete farm down, as you see happen right here. Now this Outrage will likely take out the Muck if they decide to no shield, but they do. We really want to see that Outrage land. I want to see how much damage it does. Just one-shot something. Muck is going to take out the Salamence right here with the Dark Pulse. Magnezone coming back in, looking to throw this Wild Charge. This should take out the Muck and then swap out into the Shadow Apex Ho-Oh. It is a Metagross. This should be a GG, unless maybe they're running Psychic. Not sure if that would be enough to KO. Most people, okay, this person is running Psychic. I was going to say most are not, but it's still not enough to take out the Ho-Oh. Sacred Fire, bang, there it is. Metagross taken out. Very well played and a very entertaining set of battles with this triple shadow team. Once again, a big thank you to RoarOfDracoZ for testing out this team so that we do not have to. Very spicy. Do not try this at home. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.